Okay, we're gonna start this all over again. Good morning. Do it all over again.
Sure. Hello, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Coates, coming at you live with Behind the Mic, Part 2, or Take 2. The short segment where we discuss what we did today on the radio, Behind the Mic. We were just bringing up the topic of Black Exploitation films. I recently rediscovered them, and I wanted to ask Mr. Bay's take on it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about. Have you ever heard of Pam Grier?
Pam Grier, Jackie Brown?
Yeah.
Jackie Brown, yeah, Pam Grier.
Yeah, Jackie Brown. Yeah. She played a character called Coffee.
Okay, yeah.
Fred Williamson. Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Fred Williamson, every woman wanted to know and be with. He was, Fred Williamson. Jim Brown. Played in some of these movies.
Richard Roundtree was Shaft in particular.
Right, he played in some of these movies. He's best known for Shaft. Goodness. But the question that I wanted to ask, that I've never asked, is who actually came up with the term Black Exploitation? Because what I had said earlier in our first segment was these were the movies on the big screen that made us happy and proud to see people of color like ourselves in the movies. Because a lot of the movies did not portray us as heroes, getting back at the man. So they called these movies Black Exploitation movies. There was a movie titled Watermelon Man, right, which we thought was hilarious. It was about a brother who turned into a white man. Yeah, it was Watermelon Man. Yeah, it was hilarious. And it came out during that same period. The question again, if I didn't say it, I'm going to say it again. Who came up with the term Black Exploitation movies?
Well, I certainly don't know who, but I could give a theory as to why they called it Black Exploitation. It's pretty, I wouldn't say it's common knowledge, but it's not difficult to believe and to hear about how the movie industry, its storied history, many times in its past, they have exploited many people. A good example would be Judy Garland on the set of Wizard of Oz, the 1940s version of Wizard of Oz. She went through legit hell and back. They exploited many actors. They just worked them like crazy. They had them in crazy contracts where they had to stick with them. MGM and Warner Brothers in particular, because they were part of the old heads there.
Well, during that period of time in the movie industry, you didn't find. The only roles for black people were as servants and maids.
Stuff like that, exactly.
Hattie McDaniel.
Hattie McDaniel. She was a slave, and that won her the Oscar. She was the maid in Gone with the Wind. So anyway, I say all that to say, I think they probably called it Black Exploitation because the movie industry was finally taking a look at blacks and saying, well, there's a whole untapped gold mine. Let's go ahead and bring them in on the mix.
Well, actually, the reason why they came up with the term, I do know, is because certain scholarly people felt that the portrayal of African Americans was being exploited by the movie industry in order to get money, make money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're bringing in the blacks so they could have the black audience.
And so they what they said was, why do black folks always have to basically portray certain images and stereotypes of the neighborhood? Some of these movies during that period portrayed blacks as pimps, hustlers, prostitutes.
Drugs also at the time.
Right. Dope fiends, let me say it. Right. And so some people frowned upon that particular type of genre. But one of the interesting things during that period is some of these movies fought back. It was about getting back at the man. like Three the Hard Way, you know, it wasn't. There were other movies, okay. And again, for us, it wasn't black exploitation. It was seeing your own people on the big screen for the first time, you know, in the movies, and it kind of made us proud. You know, that's the feeling that I honestly got. And it wasn't until I read in a book someplace when I started doing research in college that I realized the black exploitation movies. And as I went to seminars on other college campuses during my college time, that I saw people debating the whole issue. And I just thought it was crazy because to me, it was just opportunity. For those actors, it was an opportunity to get a job in the movie industry and be highlighted, you know. And so, you know, the cost was through exploitation of the bias and stereotype of a people.
But do you think it was worth it in the end?
I'm going to say yes. I'm not even walking the line on that. The feeling that I got when I was able to go to the movies and see brothers and sisters that look like me, because everything that I saw in the movies was all white, never black. Okay? There were movies like Sounder. There were movies like Porgy and Bess. Okay? You know, Cicely Tyson, Sidney Poitier.
He won the Oscar.
Yeah. In the Heat of the Night, they say that movie was the slap heard around the world. Sidney Poitier had slapped a white dude in the movie. It was like, oh, wow. Because he was like, they call me Mr. Tibbs. Yeah. And he wasn't having it. And so it was a time, it was a change in a particular era in the movie industry. And so I think it was an evolution and an evolvement to where today I even mentioned the Nat Turner movie. Okay? And so...
and how a lot of the best actors we know right now are African Americans.
Yeah, exactly. Denzel being one of them.
Samuel L. Jackson, of course.
Oh, yeah. I think Samuel L. Jackson is like the hardest working man. He's like, hey, why didn't you pick me to be in that movie? I should have been in that movie. Did you ever see the movie Get Out?
I have, actually.
They had to give that movie an award for being like one of the highest grossing movies.
Really?
Yeah, so we're 8 minutes in. We kind of quickly, leaving out a lot of details, went from black exploitation up to the movie Get Out.
But I would say, just from my opinion on the whole black exploitation thing, I actually have to agree with you, Mr. Bay. I don't really see it as much of an exploitation as the people are claiming it to be. I can certainly understand why they would feel that way, but for me personally, I do agree. It's just finally getting some brothers and sisters on the screen, and that's a good thing. And I believe the positives certainly outweigh the negatives, or what we perceive as the negatives to be. And again, with the movie industry's history, if you put it in that perspective, then isn't every movie exploiting something? Aren't the military movies exploiting what the military people do?
Propaganda.
Like, yeah, things like that. So I don't really see where that has a bunch of like weight to it. I don't really see a whole lot of base.
Okay, I just want to say, right, I want to interject and say, that's fine that you agree with me, but don't completely lay with that. Do, not just you, but you too, do some research. Find some of these movies and check them out. And you be the judge. Don't let somebody who's watched these movies and categorized it as black exploitation tell you it's black exploitation. You check it out. You be the judge. You check out the evolution of the industry for blacks in the movie business, okay? And you be the judge. On that note,
let's wrap it up. Perfect. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. This will be on YouTube, of course. You can find us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Hit all the buttons that are good for us. We have our own website, Questyouthradio.com. Plenty of content up there for your viewing pleasure. You can call us at our phone number, 973-692-6035. Of course, you can watch the show every single Saturday, 9:30 to 10 in the AM, channel 89.5 FM, 89.5 FM, 8:30 to 10 in the AM. Thank you very much for watching. This has been Behind the Mic.
Peace.
Stay conscious.